I'm sorry to say that we might go into recession. It has been very turbulent times going on at the moment. Since Trump came in, he's got a different idea. He's working on some different tactics.
So we'll be announcing the tariffs on Canada and Mexico.
As a businessman, he's trying to create pressure on Canada. Out of the 50 states in America, 19 states have already sued Mr. Trump or the government for doing what they're doing. All premiers are now standing together. We are working together as a Canada team to answer Mr. Trump's queries. Since Mr. Trump took the office, it has been very turbulent times going on at the moment. We are going back and forth with a lot of different things, something like tariffs, which are looming on ahead. Other than the business partners, we, especially Canadian and US, are huge business partners. And this partnership is not new. It's been going for decades and decades. And we support each other. And no doubt about that the American economy as well as Canadian economy help each other in moving forward. Since Trump came in, he's got a different idea. He's working on some different tactics. As we all know, that Mr. Trump is not a politician. He's a businessman. So the businessman's strategy is always different than a politician. As a businessman, he's trying to create pressure on Canada and trying to make things work his own way. Is it right or wrong? Can't say about that or can't comment on that. But for certain, one thing is for sure, that since he says, I want to make Canada as a 51 state of US, which is absolutely absurd. Never happens like that. Canada is a sovereign country, and we will stay the way we are. We are all proud Canadians, but on the other hand, it's very insulting when you call our Prime Minister as a governor of Canada. So these all kind of things. This narrative is kind of demeaning our integrity. But on the other hand, all premiers are now standing together. We are working together as a Canada team to answer Mr. Trump's queries. How far we are going to be successful, we can't say anything right now. But on the other hand, Mr. Trump's narrative today even, as we speak, is saying that I want Canada to be the 51 state. So he hasn't budged on that. Over and over, our premiers, our Prime Minister has said, Canada is not for sale. So that is for sure, Canada is not for sale. So in these kind of hostile environments, what's happening is that the markets are being terribly affected. Business are kind of at standstill because, as we all know, that the tariffs have already been imposed, especially on steel and aluminum, which is a 25% tariff. There is a narrative coming behind this all that he might impose another 25% on top of, which is already signed as an executive order. Is it possible? Well, of Mr. Trump, anything is possible. He can do whatever he says. He doesn't listen to anybody other than what he thinks is right is right. So there's a term, right is might is right. In other words, whosoever is powerful, he can dictate terms on anybody. So basically, we are going through this rough times. And now, other than this, as we have already heard, that he wants to take over territories to expand America. So now it's a kind of imperialism he's trying to bring back in terms conquer the world and take them over. This approach is very horrible because the world was living in peace. But now all of a sudden, the world is worried. Out of the 50 states in America, 19 states have already sued Mr. Trump or the government for doing what they're doing. These orders have been issued by the high courts to stop what's going on. But again, Mr. Trump is not listening to anyone. So basically, in the country and out of the country, there's a huge cry that what he's doing is not right. That is not politically possible, what he's trying to think. Even the other countries' premiers or presidents or prime ministers have criticized Mr. Trump for doing what he's doing. End of the day, we all need to understand how these tariffs are going to affect us. Tariffs are not basically put on the countries. They are put on the products, what you get from those countries, to increase their cost. Now, who does pay this cost? We. We means the people of that country pay the cost. So in these conditions, what's going to happen is the prices are going to go up, especially inflation might go up, and the country's economy, especially for Canada, it could be disastrous. Why I'm saying disastrous? Because a lot of jobs are involved with this, especially with the steel industry and aluminum industry. There is almost 1 million jobs which might be at stake if this happens, because the production will go down. And basically, if we look at carefully, 60% of aluminum is being exported to US. So US is the biggest buyer for us. So end of the day, I think all Team Canada, all our premiers, our prime minister, they are using diplomacy at the moment to trying to work it out. It's all about give and take, how much we can give, how much he's ready to give us. So based on that, we hope by April, we might be able to sort it out and have a clear picture as to where Canada is heading or where Canada's economy is heading, because we don't want our economy to go down. And if this happens, I'm sorry to say that we might go into recession, which is not good for us. On that note, let's hope for the best. We all stick together and show US that we Canadians are together. We will not break down under any pressure, and we will stand for our integrity and sovereignty. Canada is a sovereign country, and it will stay the way it is.